Put this focus now squarely on the pharmaceuticals pack. Pull that up, pull up the BSE Pharma index. Let's see how that is doing in today's session, and then we'll put the focus on stock-specific action as well. It's up almost 2.4%, so clearly one of the better gainers for the day. Sarabjit Kour, Nangra, VP Research, IT and Pharma, Angel Broking joins us now. Sarabjit, first up, if you can give us the implications of the OTX 101, which is used to treat dry eye disease. Through an exchange filing, Sun Pharma has notified that there has been an acceptance by the US FDA of the new drug application. What could the revenue implications for this be?
It's initial because it is, it will take time to get launched. But why I'm saying it's initial in the sense that definitely there's an opportunity, as stated in the press release, that it's a $1.8 billion market which is growing at the rate of 40% and is expected to be $5 billion by the year 2020. So given that scenario, I think definitely the product is promising. The only hitch in this is that the generic version, because this is an NDA, which means that it's a new drug application. So it's in the category of new molecules, but it's a generic competition in the category is expected to increase, I think. And there is a risk that once the generic comes in, possibly the potential market and pricing pressure is something that possibly could keep the potential lower. So I guess the market is big, its potential is high, but how the generic competition pans out will dictate how the molecule functions in the market. But I think rough estimates, even on a very conservative basis, I think on a first-year basis, without incremental market share gains, which will happen over a period of time, I guess the product should be able to garner sales of $20 to $50 million on the top line. So that is very conservative though. But it assumes a fair deal of competition in the market, given it's one of the old category products. So in terms of molecules, so I guess looking from that perspective, yeah, it's a good opportunity, a decent one, wherein Sun Pharma will enjoy a bit of leverage, given it's a new version of application. So there will be some differentiation, but given that the generic competition is also there, the pricing power that possibly they could have demanded could be, I think, lower. So that will keep in check the revenue potential also. And as of now, it's an NDA approval, so I think they haven't given timeline. They have said that they will be following it faster for selling the product, but I guess it will take some time before the product hits the market, and by then the generic competition also will be something we have to keep an eye on, actually.
All right. So, but what do you think could the trigger be behind a 6% up move that we have seen on Sun Pharma? Do you think the bottoming out on the counter has happened? How do you value it now?
I wouldn't, being fundamental analyst, I wouldn't track the exact movement in stock to be precise number, because markets are known to be animals which tend to reward or even punish the stocks significantly. So I'm not so synchro-scant about that the stock has moved 6%, so I have to read too much into it. Definitely it's a positive news, I'm saying that. But the thing is that whether when it materializes, it will definitely will be worthwhile. If you have to quantify currently, given the position that the molecule is yet to release and come into the market, I think 3 to 4 is fundamentally justified. Rest could be, I can attribute to exuberance, and rest can be attributed to possibly positive news in Sun Pharma after a pretty long time. I think 3 to 4% upside, given the news, could be justified, I guess. Beyond that, I think is an optimism that it's come probably after a long time.
All eyes now on Halol and that inspection. By when do you think a resolution there could happen? And will that be, the final trigger that removes fetters on the upside in terms of stock performance? I understand that stock performance is not the only barometer, but fundamentally as well, Halol is the next big thing.
fundamentally, everything is a big thing as long as it's contributing. So even this news is a big thing. The thing in pharma is that we are becoming, in pharma, the stock performance to some extent has become news related. To some extent, it justified the way it was justified in the case of Halol, because definitely Halol is a big plant for Sun Pharma and it's reflected in its performance. And it's coincided with US pricing pressure and Indian pricing pressure. So I guess all that has reflected in the way the prices are moving. But I guess so. Definitely, in terms of fundamentally near-term triggers, I think Halol and a couple of launches like this one and possibly another launch of another of its molecule in next year, possibly. These are the two key triggers, I think, 2-3 triggers that one or two drug launches, which one already they've announced in terms of NDA approval, so it needs a little bit of until it gets to production and launch. So that one hurdle is done. So similar is for another drug. So I think once these two drugs and Halol is in place, then I think, and obviously I expect domestic markets to now move upwards rather than it's done its bad impact already. So I think FY19 is somewhere I guess things should stabilize. So yeah, if I have to put it in event-wise, I think these are the series of events. Domestic being last now, domestic shouldn't trouble it. Halol is the number one, and these two niche product launches and possibly domestic. I think that's the sequence in which the events will affect the stock and its earnings actually.
Okay, among the other movers, Sarabjit, there's also Glenmark. I think they've received approval for 3 of their ANDA approvals for 3 of their drugs. Can you take us through the impact that these 3 have? I think one of them has a market size of $337 million.
Yeah, I'm really sorry. I don't track Glenmark, so I can't comment on their approval.
All right. From the other large cap names, what other counters are you positive on at this point? Dr. Reddy's is something which is doing well today.
See, Dr. Reddy, I know yesterday there was a bit of news over there also. Dr. Reddy, we are reduced because of the valuations, not because more so overall fundamental business mix that the way it's shaping. It's too dependent on US and few products. Even though Lupin and Sun Pharma are also dependent on US, but their dependence is somewhere diversified because the rest of the markets equally do fairly well. In case of Lupin, in terms of positive, we are currently mostly positive on only Lupin amongst the large cap, and the reason being that Lupin is valuation-wise pretty attractive at these levels. So I think Sun Pharma, we are positive. We believe there's an upside, but I guess Sun Pharma has done its move a bit upwards. So I guess so. Lupin is another large cap that we are positive because of the valuation.
Fair point, Sarabjit. We're going to leave it at that. Thank you so much for a detailed dissection of Dr. Reddy's as well as Sun Pharma and your view on Lupin as well. We'll take a very quick break. On the other